This video is for 1.2 prokaryotes versus eukaryotes. Your learning target today is I can compare and contrast prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. A reminder as you watch to pause the video whenever you need, to go back and rewatch if you'd like, and to take notes as you go. And Cornell Notes is an option, it is not required. To start with, let's review 1.1. Think back to the last video, what was covered? We talked about the cell theory, the 3 parts to the cell theory. Do you remember them? If not, you might want to pause this video and go review 1.1 before continuing. The 3 parts of the cell theory were: number 1, all living things are made of cells. Number 2, the cell is the smallest structure of life. And number 3 is that all cells come from pre-existing cells. Prokaryote. The tip for remembering this is that the O is for no nucleus. So we're going to do an outline for right now. So I'm going to have you write down examples and number of cells and then hit pause. And when you're ready, hit play. So an example of a prokaryote is bacteria. They are unicellular, which means they are made up of one cell. They do not have a nucleus. The DNA is free floating. And the characteristics are not as complex, no membrane-bound organelles, and they are smaller. So pause the video while you get caught up. Eukaryote. The prefix EU means true. These organisms do have a nucleus. The examples are your plant, animal, fungi, and protist. They are mostly multicellular. The nucleus is yes, the DNA is found inside, where compared to a prokaryote, it free floats. The DNA is contained in the nucleus, and the characteristics are that they have membrane-bound organelles. They're more complex, and they are larger. So here's your drawing of a prokaryotic and a eukaryotic cell. You'll notice over here on the left that you do not have a nucleus. You have other structures. You have a cell wall, which is found on a plant cell, not an animal cell. You have cytoplasm, which is found over here on a eukaryotic cell. You have ribosomes, which is found on the eukaryotic cell. But that looking at the eukaryotic cell, you can see it is more complex. So I would like you to draw a Venn diagram in your notes. Do prokaryotes on the left, eukaryotes on the right, and both in the middle. And pause the video and see if you can look back at the very short notes that we did, right? The outline of whether they have a nucleus, the example, and see if you can fill in some of this Venn diagram. So go ahead and pause the video, please. All right, welcome back. Hopefully you tried to fill out the Venn diagram on your own. Here are some things you could write down. So a prokaryote has no nucleus, small and simple, no membrane-bound organelles. These are some things that we did not cover in the notes, but you could add as well. They are very abundant. They are unicellular. They have a sticky capsule. All cells have cell walls. We're the first cells. They live in a wide variety of environments, and all are bacteria. So bacteria is the only type of prokaryotic cell that you're going to have, where eukaryotes are plants, animals, fungi, and mushrooms. So you could write those down over here. They have a nucleus. They have organelles. They can be unicellular or multicellular. They have a cytoskeleton. They have cilia. Includes everything that's not bacteria. And what they both have in common is you could both say they're cells. You could say they're microscopic. They both have ribosomes. They both have DNA. They have cytoplasm. They have a cell membrane. And some have a flagella. So I would like you to also then sketch these 2 cells and label them. Your prokaryotic cell, again, looks kind of like a jelly bean here, but the important thing that I want you to know right now is that the DNA is free floating, and so we're here in our eukaryotic cell. It is contained in this nucleus. The DNA is right in there. So that was 1.2 prokaryotes versus eukaryotes. I can compare and contrast a prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell.